I'm wearing a pretty dress. Do you want to see it? You want to see it? Of course you want to see it because it's pretty. Look. I feel pretty. Oh, so pretty. I feel pretty and witty and gay. And I pity every girl that isn't me today. La 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 la. Hi everyone. In today's video we are going to be talking about how to stay focused when you're trying to study. But more specifically, I would like to share with you 5 psychological or more science-based tips on how you can rev up your attention and concentrate, because, you know, we have to be like orange juice. Number 1, documented consciousness. Let's take a step back and talk a little bit about working memory before I get right into the tip, okay? Working memory is something that comes into play when we have to reason, learn, adapt, or understand. However, because our memory is working, so manipulating information, weighing the pros and cons, analyzing, doing math problems, it needs to be freed up in order to be able to juggle all these things and make you remember what you're reading and make you focus on what you're trying to accomplish. So if you're someone that worries a lot, or if you're someone that has a lot of things on your mind, working memory can do its thing. It's like at a rock concert in a mosh pit. We need to free it up so we can move freely and dance. What you can do might seem a little bit simple on the surface, but metaphorically, it works. Every time you worry about something or you think of what ifs, get into the habit of just journaling it, documenting it, writing it down. Write down whatever is on your mind. This is just a symbolism of separating yourself from your conscious thoughts. Number 2, the 4 focus factors. Another relatively easy thing you can do before starting your study session, and you know you're gonna have to concentrate and pay attention for a long period of time, is take active preventative measures to ensure that whatever can work against you in there. Bottom line, all you have to worry about is 4 things. Eat them. Not literally eat them, but hey, if you remember it that way, props to you. I stands for interest. Is what you are reading or trying to study interesting? If it's not, chances are you're gonna get bored and your focus is gonna dwindle. If it is not interesting and you fear that you might get bored, video right there for you. Number 2, distractions. Is your environment too stimulating? Is your phone next to you? Is your computer turned on? Go old school. Pen and paper, my man. I'm telling you, you don't want to listen to Granny Anna, but I'm right. I'm right. Look it up. Moving on, E. Energy. Is your brain well rested and did you eat? Remember, your body and your mind are BFFs. If your tummy is grumbling, and you haven't slept in the past like 48 hours, chances are your focus is not there. So make sure you don't neglect your health first, okay? Because you need it. And finally, M stands for multitasking. Are you trying to do more than one thing at the same time? To engage the material and to be fully in it to win it, man, you need to focus on one thing at a time. In a nutshell, this simple exercise will just give you a better idea of what areas need your attention, and again, what you can actively take preventative action to make sure that your study session is promo 100%, all the money on the focus. Moving on, number 3, same info, different ways. It is difficult to focus when you're just passively staying there for a long duration of time. Plus, your butt gets numb. This is kind of obvious, but science does show that different medias stimulate different parts of your brain. So the more parts of your brain that you stimulate, it keeps you more engaged. Every time you change media, switch your learning up. If you have to study for abnormal psychology, try to just read one chapter, then maybe do a mind map, then maybe do some practice tests, then probably watch a video or a documentary on the topic, just because every time you change it up, it revamps your focus because it's new and it's engaging and it's stimulating, and bottom line, it is different. Tip number 4, build a connection. We are more likely to focus and pay attention to information that relates to our personal self or that relates to someone we know. What works for me personally is give it a name, give it a face. If you're studying abnormal psychology and the topic for the day that you have to read like 30 pages on is catatonic schizophrenia, which is very heavy and with a lot of symptoms and with a lot of different treatments and historical background and etc., etc. Why don't you look it up? Look someone up online who is suffering from schizophrenia to see a face and connect it with something, because after that, I'm telling you, when you're gonna look at that dry textbook, you're gonna think in your mind, wow, I watched that video and Joe was schizophrenic. So I'm gonna focus right now because I want to better understand what Joe's going through. Or I'm gonna focus right now because I want to be able to help Joe. And finally, number 5, mental drains. Number 1, kind of obvious, but I really need to tell you about it, is noise. A lot of people tell me, Anna, every time I hear a noise or someone speaking next to me or something just like bloop happens in the background and I hear it, I get distracted and I lose my focus and it bursts my bubble and I am unhappy. Well, my answer to you is, oh my God, you're a fully functioning human being with like amazing genetics. Be insanely happy that your initial reaction to noise is to pay attention to that, because whether we like it or not, this innate tendency to react to stimuli that just like poof, pops up in our environment is completely natural, and it was to protect us, to ensure our survival. You're trying to focus on like collecting some berries and a saber-toothed tiger be up in there just like, and you hear a crack, and you know, like, if you don't react to that sound, you're gonna get eaten by a saber-toothed tiger. However, when you're trying to study, and now that you know this is something natural and it happens to all of us, what you can do is have some white noise, elevator music, background music, blur out the noise if you're in a noisy environment. The second type of mental drain is probably weird and no one talks about it. Functional control of our working environment is basically how much things can you adjust or change to make your surrounding or your environment more comfortable. Just the fact that you know that you can change things or adjust things gives you physical and psychological comfort. So if you're in a library and it's freezing cold, this can actually break your focus. The fact that you can control these little things in your surroundings probably has something to do with my point number 1. You free up your working memory. Less things to worry about, more chances to get comfy, less things to get distracted by. So with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you like it and if you're excited for my late night study routine video and how to study at night topic coming up next week, because y'all voted and it was close, so I'm doing both.